Good morning friends. Today we learn about the TS of spinal cord. Spinal cord is bilateral, symmetrical and important part of the central nervous system located in the vertebral column, and inside the vertebral column it is cylindrical structure connect through the brain at medulla oblongata. Spinal cord is hollow structure, contains cavity called as central cavity, and this spinal cord continuation of the medulla oblongata which runs through the cavity of vertebral column. However, there is no demarcation between medulla oblongata and spinal cord. Spinal cord is somewhat plateaued structure and dorsoventrally and posteriorly becomes thread-like structure called the filum terminalis. Dorsally thread-like structure, and this thread-like structure called as filum terminali. Cord-like structure called filum terminali, and on dorsal side a shallow furrow present called as dorsal median celsus, and mid-ventrally groove present. This groove is wider, deeper groove called as ventral median fissure. And microscopic structure of spinal cord. When we observe microscopic structure of spinal cord appears oval in shape and slightly more flattened on its ventral surface than on its dorsal surface. It is surrounded by pia mater. Gray matter occupies the central portion. We observe in this diagram, gray matter occupies in the central portion and it is arranged somewhat of the English letter H-shaped structure. This spinal cord at the central canal is present, and this central canal is surrounded by dorsal and ventral chemisquares present in between anterior and posterior horn. Gray matter extends laterally in between anterior and posterior horn. Gray matter extends laterally, and these are called as lateral horns. The pia mater extends into the deep longitudinally ventral median fissure. Here this pia mater again deep fissure, and this deep fissure is called as a anterior median fissure. Histologically, this spinal cord consists mainly two parts. Histologically, this spinal cord consists two parts. First part is gray matter, and second part is white matter. Gray matter and white matter. Let us start with gray matter. Gray matter, these are divided into three parts. Anterior, these gray matter divided into three parts: anterior, posterior, and lateral horns. Anterior, posterior and lateral horns. Here we observe in this diagram, this gray matter divided into anterior horn, lateral horn and posterior horn, and all these three joints by the central canal with the help of central chemisquare. These all are connected with the help of central hemisphere, and this gray matter shows butterfly-like structure that contains nerve cell bodies and supporting cells. These supporting cells called as glial cell. It is also called as neuroglia cells or supporting cells. These gray matter divided into two parts: anterior horn. These anterior horns present upper part of the wings and that receives the sensory neurons. Next, here the posterior horn present, and these posterior horn, it is also called as ventral horn, located lower part of the gray matter and that contains motor nerves. These ventral nerve contains motor nerve and central canal. Here in the gray matter, central canal is present. This central canal, small rounded structure in the center of the spinal cord, and that contains cerebrospinal fluid, and these fluids functions as shock absorbance. Next part is white matter. This white matter surrounds the gray matter. Gray matters surrounding the white matter is present. This white matter also contains glial cells, but these are mostly important part contains axons, and these axons are pathway that connect the brain with the rest of the body. This white matter mainly forms ascending and descending nerve fibers, and these ascending and descending nerve fibers, these are divided into anterior funiculus, posterior funiculus, and lateral anterior, posterior, and lateral funiculus. Funiculus means large collection of fibers recorded as funiculus. Here anterior, posterior, and lateral funicular present, and these funiculus are large collection of fibers. These referred as funiculus. Here these funiculus, anterior funiculus, are separated by anterior. Here these posterior funiculus are separated by posterior median fissure. It is also called as a celsus. Here these funiculus, anterior posterior funiculus separated by posterior median celsus, and here anterior funiculus separated by anterior median fissures. These are separated by posterior median celsus and anterior median fissures. Next point is here spinal cord surrounded by different membranes, and these membranes are protective in function, mainly contains membrane. This membrane is called as meanings. First membrane, spinal cord surrounded by membrane, forms three types of membranes. First membrane is dura mater, second membrane is pia mater, and third membrane is arachnoid space. These all are protective in function. Dura mater, these are outermost top membrane of the spinal cord made up of dense connective tissue. Here this dura mater is outermost top membrane and mainly made up of dense connective tissue, collagenous, and few elastic fibers are also present in the dura mater. Second membrane is pia mater. This is innermost pia mater and delicate membrane mainly consists interlocking collagen fibers and fine network of elastic fibers is also present in this pia matter. Here interlocking collagen fibers and network of elastic fibers present in this pia matter. In between dura matter and pia matter, here arachnoid space is present, and this arachnoid space also composed of collagen and few elastic fibers, and this arachnoid space is non-vascular in nature. Non-vascular means blood vessels are absent in this arachnoid space. This arachnoid space mainly contains filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Here this arachnoid space filled with cerebrospinal fluid, and this fluid function as shock absorbent, and these three membranes mainly function as protective covering and protects from the internal organ, that is spinal cord. The spinal cord relay the impulses in and out. It responds spontaneously to stimuli which are harmful to animal. Such actions are called as reflux action. Next point in our list is the diagnostic feature of spinal cord. Spinal cord differ from other organs. In spinal cord, outer covering membranes present, and these membranes are dura mater, pia mater, and arachnoid space present. Spinal cord shows inner gray matter, and gray matter divided into three parts: dorsal horn, ventral horn, and lateral horns present. Next, central canal is covered by gray matter, and dorsal median groove and ventral median groove present in the spinal cord. This is all about the histology of the spinal cord. Thank you.